A little bit of platitude. Beard looks great.
Thank you. Appreciate
Very
that.
serious. Should totally keep that.
Might.
And I appreciate your take on, COVID and the way, it affects people. That little unsung, minute detail that we don't get out there much. And then the rest of it is a bit of a doomer pill, followed by maybe some hopium in the form of maybe a big ask.
Okay.
The doomer pill first, of course, because bitter always starts it off. We're facing everything. Every phone call you've taken today, all the stories you've touched on, all amalgamate to these same things, and they all trace back. But we've got the climate change, nobody doing anything about it, the ice shelf breaking, we got COVID, we got America goose-stepping towards either a fascism or some kind of a corporate ran oligarchy / fascism who may duke it out in the end. We've got, we're just facing a lot of issues as leftists, I think.
Yeah.
And we don't have, there is no singular message, and there is no message that'll completely fix everything. But I think for the hopium and the big ask, guys like you, the other people that that do the same thing that you do, TYT and Matt with Left Reckoning, I think a big win for the left would start with everybody who has your guys' kind of pulpit just saying national strike now, constantly, by the hour.
I got to tell you, I just don't. I don't think that is the. I agree with you. I think that the only way that there's going to be meaningful change is when people understand that their one sort of leverage point is their labor. But there has to be a lot more organized, and we could say it. I could say it every day, but on some level you start to get more than diminishing returns. I think you need to have. It's far more effective to tell people to organize and build relationships at home and in their local areas, because it's one thing for me to say with maybe I don't know what our reach is, a couple 100,000 people maybe over the course of a month or two, different individuals, maybe more, but still not that many, and the idea of when I see people say, call for a general strike, that's all well and good, but that's you might as well be saying we need unicorns to march in. People need to understand, honestly, on some level we do, but rather than just call for unicorns, it's better to grow grass that unicorns like to eat. And, just to extend this metaphor.
I don't disagree with your take on that intellectually at all. And I totally understand that. And I understand that if like you, say TYT, Kyle Kalinske, anybody who's even considered vaguely left did that, there'd still be a chance that it may not amount to anything. However, I think there'd be
a really big chance about it. Look, the bottom line is the value of these shows, particularly in this space. Look, if I had Tucker Carlson's platform, it might be a little bit different. If we were on radio talking to 2 million people a day, might be a little bit different. But the value of these shows is very narrow in my estimation, and it is really to educate people like you, is to preach to the choir and have the choir go out and do these things. And it's not
exactly.
but the choir, telling the choir to go out and make converts is not. It's our job to provide the choir with the tools to go out and get converts. Just saying general strike is not going to do anything. It really isn't. I agree, but I think talking about specific strikes and showing that the nurses in Worcester, they won their contract fight. Kellogg's trying to hire scabs They're losing. We could go on.
Yeah.
Showing the efficacy of these things is more important. And
that would be kind of like be the follow-up. I understand, throwing something out there that doesn't have a more minute message.
But it's not a question of minute message. It's like, if you keep saying general strike, at one point, it means nothing to people. Like, if you call for something that you're not ready to do, and we're not ready to do that, if you keep calling for it, then people just start going to ignore it, and it's never going to mean anything. That's the issue I have with that. But
my fear is that if we don't somehow, the right has been very successful at creating avalanches out of nothing.
Well, out of resentment, out of resentment, out of hate. I mean, they have their job is a very different type of job.
Oh, I understand. But one thing is universal for left and right: actual fear. All humans fear their demise, and I think we're looking toward it, man.
Well, hang in there, and take that energy and. I don't know if it's join your local DSA. I don't know if it's find another group that's around. It's a tough time. It's a very tough time, too, to do this type of stuff because COVID is so isolating. But hang in there, and we'll do our best, and we'll see.
I got you. Well, I appreciate your time.
All right, bye-bye.
Somehow the lights got gray.